This is a what-if puzzle from a position reached by Magnus Carlsen against Teimour Radjabov at the Corus tournament in 2009 Wijk. They've flip-flopped the position. This pawn was on h2, and this rook here pinning this pawn so that the rook couldn't be captured. But then the move rook a3, it's a6 here, but remember it's flip-flopped, was played, threatening to come here. So Magnus brought his king back up to cover. The puzzle wants to know, what if he would have played pawn h4? So first of all, note that pawn takes rook is not a threat, because that would be answered by pawn takes pawn checkmate. So black's only threat is to continue pushing. And we've actually already given you the answer without telling you it was the answer when we told you that this rook was originally lined up with the king, pinning the pawn to the king, and transferred here so that it could go here, because that would have been checkmate. So Magnus said, I'll prevent that, and covered the square with his king, but the puzzle says, you know what, I'll prevent it by obstructing the file. In other words, this pawn is the problem. So the solution is to get rid of this pawn, and rook a3 is still checkmate. Therefore, rook g4, check. Only legal move is to open up that file. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh yeah. I'll link the actual game in the comments.